$4 million per ship. That's the price tag Iran's Revolutionary Guard just slapped on the most important waterway on Earth. Everyone assumes the Strait of Hormuz is open, that international law protects free passage through it. They're dead wrong. Since late February 2026, Iran has turned this 21-mile wide choke point into a literal toll booth, and the ships that refuse to pay don't get through. Period. Here's how we got here. On February 28, 2026, U.S. and Israeli strikes hit Iran, including the strike that killed Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei. Within days, the IRGC declared the strait closed to what they called unfriendly nations. By March 1, traffic through Hormuz had collapsed. Not by 10%. Not by half. By 90%. Only 150 vessels have passed through since. That's a waterway that normally carries 20% of the world's oil and liquefied natural gas, practically shut overnight. But Iran didn't just close the strait. They monetized it. The IRGC now requires every vessel to enter Iranian territorial waters, submit crew manifests, cargo details, and ownership records, and then pay between $2 and $4 million for the privilege of passing through. And here's the part that should make you pay attention: those tolls aren't paid in US dollars. They're settled in Chinese yuan or USDT, a cryptocurrency running on the Tron blockchain. The dollar doesn't even get a seat at the table anymore. Now you might think, who's actually paying this? The answer reveals a new world order forming in real time. Chinese vessels pass through. Indian tankers get clearance. Pakistani and Malaysian ships negotiate their way in. But Western-linked ships? Blocked entirely. Iran isn't just collecting money. It's choosing who gets energy and who doesn't. As of March 26, at least 2 vessels have confirmed paying in yuan, according to Lloyd's List Intelligence and the Associated Press. And draft legislation is being prepared in Tehran to make this toll permanent law. And wait, the insurance industry just made it worse. War risk premiums for the strait have skyrocketed so high that shipping companies did the math and realized something stunning: paying Iran's toll is actually cheaper than the insurance. So insurers now require IRGC clearance before they'll even cover a transit. Think about that. The global insurance industry, Lloyd's of London, major reinsurers, has effectively endorsed Iran's toll booth by making it a prerequisite for coverage. They didn't mean to legitimize it. But the spreadsheets don't care about international law. So what does this mean for you? Everything. The Strait of Hormuz isn't just about oil. 20% of the world's energy passes through that gap. When Brent crude hit $126 a barrel in early March, that wasn't a blip, it was the market pricing in a new reality. Higher oil means higher gas prices. Higher shipping costs mean more expensive food, medicine, electronics, the components in your smartphone, the fertilizer that grows your food. UAE oil executive Sultan Al Jaber called it economic terrorism. The Gulf Cooperation Council called it aggression and a breach of international law. Here's the number that keeps energy analysts up at night. The toll works out to roughly $1 per barrel on a fully loaded supertanker carrying 2 million barrels. $1 doesn't sound like much until you multiply it across every barrel flowing through the world's most critical choke point. That's a permanent tax on global energy, collected by the IRGC, paid in yuan and crypto, completely outside the Western financial system. And it sets a precedent. If Iran can monetize Hormuz, what stops Egypt from tripling Suez Canal fees? What stops Turkey from charging for the Bosphorus? UNCLOS Article 19 guarantees innocent passage through international straits. That's been bedrock maritime law for decades. Iran just proved it's only as strong as someone's willingness to enforce it. And right now, with a 90% traffic collapse and ships lining up to pay, nobody is enforcing anything. The world's energy supply now runs through an IRGC checkpoint. And the question nobody in Washington, Brussels, or Beijing wants to answer is this: what happens when Iran decides 4 million isn't enough? This is the story that affects your wallet, your commute, and your grocery bill, and it's moving fast. Follow this channel so you don't miss what happens next. Drop a comment: should the world pay Iran's toll, or call the bluff?